Brought to you by Penguin.
A Little History of Everything, from the Big Bang to you and every moment in between. Written and read by Tim Coulson.
Introduction. If I could be a god, there would be no flashy miracles, but there would be lots of universes. Enough universes to enable a scientist like me to conduct an ambitious experiment. An experiment that I, and I'm sure many others, dream of. I would like to identically recreate the conditions at the instant our universe came into being, run the clock forward, and examine how many of the resulting universes developed to become a home for you and me. I would ensure that each starting point for each of my universes was identical. After 13.77 billion years, the age of our own universe, I would head to where our solar system should be in each of my experimental replicates. If our solar system was there, I would search out Earth before looking for you and me. Would we always be there, just as we are today? Or would we only be there in a few of the universes? Or in none at all? Would little green aliens with giant ears and no noses sometimes be in our place? On some occasions, perhaps there would be no sign of our sun or the Earth at all, or maybe the Earth would be barren, moonless, and devoid of plants and animals, circulating too far from the sun for life to flourish. In some universes, life may be abundant. In others, it might be rare, or even entirely absent. As far as we know, we're the only planet with life in our universe, although we have only explored a very tiny part of it. My experiment would reveal whether the history of our universe was set at its birth or whether each replay produces a different outcome. If each play of the tape produced you and me, scientists would describe the universe as being deterministic. With hard work and a huge amount of computing power, we could perfectly predict the future of any universe from its birth until its end. Some physicists have argued that this is what would happen if the experiment I described was run. They believe that physics will one day reveal that things we currently think are random, including the behavior of tiny particles, will be shown to be deterministic. In contrast, if each outcome was different, as most biologists and many other scientists believe, then that means random events have influenced the development of our universe. A random difference in the history of each universe could result in very different outcomes. Perhaps if the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs had passed by Earth, rather than hitting it, humans might never have evolved, and an intelligent species of dinosaur might be reading a book like this instead of me. Scientists describe universes where chance events make it impossible to accurately predict the future as being stochastic. If random events do play a role in the history of our universe and our existence, we will not be able to perfectly predict the future, but this does not mean there is no predictability. If we were to monitor 1,000 universes in my rerun experiment, perhaps intelligent life would arise 531 times, but fail to evolve on 469 occasions. If you placed a wager on intelligent life evolving at the betting shop at the beginning of time, you would have just over a 50% chance of winning that bet. With odds of a little less than 2 to 1, if intelligent life did eventually evolve, you would win twice as much as you originally bet. Sadly, I am not a god, and we do not have the know-how to run my thought experiment to assess whether the universe is deterministic or stochastic. Creating new universes on a whim and studying their evolution is beyond our technical expertise. Therefore, answering the question of whether you and I were inevitable at the birth of our universe, or if we are just incredibly lucky, requires another approach. Science that we can do. This book aims to tell two stories in parallel. The story of the universe from its birth until you and me, and the story of what had to happen for you and me to exist. These stories are a 13.77 billion year epic. They involve unimaginable violence, death, and a lot of sex, and although they often read as a tragedy, they are ultimately a story of success. The sleuths who have slaved to piece together the stories of why you and I are alive, and know it, are more imaginative and cunning than Miss Marple, Sherlock Holmes, Nancy Drew, and Hercule Poirot combined. They count among their numbers Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, Isaac Newton, Rosalind Franklin, and Charles Darwin, and thousands of others of whom...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?